What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another edition of Acts of Creation. And on this week's lesson, we take a look at Jambi from Tool. Now, this was one of the first lessons I ever uploaded to this channel ages ago. And YouTube kind of forces my hand. I've been toying with the idea of remaking this video just because it was done so long ago on a flip camera. Yeesh. But YouTube kind of forced my hand, so we're going to take another look at it, all right? So down in the description box below, you can find a link for the tabs and other ways to support the channel. While you're down there, please click on the subscribe and notification bell if you're new to the channel, all right? So before we jump into the song, let's take a quick minute and talk about the sponsor of this video, Skillshare. Skillshare is an online learning community with thousands of classes covering creative and entrepreneurial topics. This appeals to me and hopefully my audience here. Many of us as creators have to wear many hats. Having access to new skills such as photography, editing, software, running a business are essential for a successful career. Skillshare is extremely affordable with an annual subscription of $10 a month. Because Skillshare is sponsoring this video, if you click on the link down in the description, you'll get 2 free months to go along with your subscription. So whether you want to fuel your curiosity, your creativity, or your career, Skillshare is the perfect place to learn and thrive. Okay, so before we jump into the song, just a quick disclaimer. I know many of you out there would enjoy watching me play through this song so you can see all these parts in action. Well, unfortunately, YouTube doesn't really like that anymore. So that's not gonna happen. So we're just gonna go down by riff through the song, and hopefully you guys get a good feel for all of the parts, okay? We are in a drop D tuning, and the opening riff is in 9/8, and it's the infamous hammer on or pull off from nowhere type riff, right? So it's this riff right here. Right? That's the opening riff. Okay, so we're moving through 3rd fret, 6th fret, 1st fret, 10th fret. Those are the notes we're playing. So it's 3, 6, 1, 10. Okay? We're doing triplets, 16th note triplets. And what we're doing, we're playing the low string on the 3rd fret, pulling off the open string. And as we pull off, we kind of pull in a downward fashion. And we're just gonna flick our first finger across the open A so the open A rings out. Like that. Okay? And this is very much, I have to think that it would be a lot of Jones's rhythms and these type of fills tend to be very Danny Carey influence, right? It almost sounds like a tom roll. I mean, if you listen to the drum part, like that's where this kind of triplet idea I think really stems from. Okay, so you have this 3 pull off, open, open. And then you do the same thing on each one of those positions. 6, 1, 10. Now, the 1st fret's going to be the hardest because the string tension is the tightest, closest to the nut. So you don't get a lot of bend as you do way up here in 10th position. So you might, that's probably the most trickiest part to get that A to really ring nice and clear, okay? So you have the 1st triplet and then 4 opens. The 2nd triplet, 4 opens. And then 2 between the other ones, okay? There you go. That's the opening riff, okay? So then we're gonna move on. Essentially, we're gonna have a couple Chug variations going over that. That's the first Chug, we'll call it. Why not? All right, so it's got that opening triplet and then just open string chugs. Okay, and that's the first riff, and then he's gonna bring that same exact riff back, but he's gonna remove the triplet from the beginning of it. Okay, so those are the first 2 kind of verse chugs, and then we move along to the pre-chorus and chorus, okay? Those might not be the official sections of those songs, but that's, again, we're just gonna call them that, right? So you're coming out of that. kind of build up through it like that. So we're gonna palm mute, keep that palm mute nice and tight. So it's open, 3 3 5 5 3 3, 3 3 5 5 3. And then when you repeat that, you slide down from 3 to 2. So then that riff opens up to just a loud. And then the bass kicks in with the delay, right? Which leads us to another verse chug. So essentially it's the same thing. You have open power chord. And then there, you're gonna throw the triplet in, right? The first time it's muted, you kind of let those notes ring out and you slide down. This one's open with the triplet. Okay, like I said, that part's gonna ring out, the bass line's gonna kick in, and then we're gonna get our third chug variation. Right, you kind of have those 3 little chug sections, 3 little sections of 3, or 2 and then 3. Like that. Okay, and you're gonna see a variation of this later on in the song, but that's the verse chug that's going on right here, all right? And then coming out of that chug, that pattern repeats a bunch of times, and then you're gonna add in just a couple of extra long opens, kind of like that, to get into the pre-chorus chorus again, right? So coming out of that. Like so, all right? And then you have the pre-chorus and the chorus again. Those ideas are the same. We're not gonna go over them again. So coming right out of that second chorus, we're gonna go back to the very first chug riff that we had. And that's the one with the opens and the pull-off. And Jones is gonna play that for a long while the bass line starts moving around and the song kind of builds up. And the guitar part just plays static through the whole thing. So we're gonna move into kind of like a breakdown build-up section, right? You have this. Right? That whole section where the whole band kind of gets together and it's leading up to the big kind of like China smash chug before the solo, right? And it's pretty simple. Again, you're just using your open strings, and once you realize the pattern, it kind of becomes a little easier to kind of put it all together, right? So we have this, right? So there's kind of like 3, 3, 3, 4 groupings of notes. That little section, right? Short, 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 long, right? 3 shorts, 1 long. Right? Put that in your head. 3 shorts, 1, 2, 3, and then 1 long one. The second time through is 2 and 2, and then the third time through is 1 and 2. Okay, so you're chopping them up and spacing them out even longer over time. And that sounds like this. Right, and then you get to that section right before the solo. And again, it's just a couple of open string chugs, right? There you go. Very fun little chug, super China smash. Yeah! And that's gonna lead us to the solo. You probably saw that I recently just made a Jambi, a must-know Adam Jones solo, and we talked about the Jambi solo. Okay, we are in 6 at this point of the song, and we're gonna start off with a couple of unison bands, and we're gonna go 6, 8, 5, 3. And what I mean by that is our first finger is going to be on the B string of those positions, and we're going to play unison bends. So it's 6 on the B, bend on the 8 of the G string. And then move up to 8th position, 5, down the 3. Okay, so like I said, we're in 6 here, and you know, if you struggle with your rhythm and your counting, this is a great little section to kind of get the feel of 6, because you're playing basically on 1 and then 5 and 6. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Repeat. And then here, when you get to this one, right, you can kind of release the unison band on the way back down, and you get a really gorgeous slow dissonance between all of those notes. You're gonna jump up on the G string, very vocal and lyrical type solo, very Adam Jones, right? Not very notey, more lyrical. So we have the G string, 12-10, 14-12, hammer on pull down to 11. Let this note ring out for like 8 beats, 9 beats, and then you play a tritone. Grab the 13 on that B string. Do one of those, right? 13, 11. And then 12 on the D, pull off, repeat. And then now I like to grab the tritone here in 9th position, 10 on the D, 9 in the A. And you can play the low string there if you want to let that ring out. Then the solo is going to kind of transition to this rhythmic-y type lead solo, hammer on pull idea, which we'll see a little bit later in the song. So it's on the low string, 3, 5, cross string 3, back to 5. Then on the repeat, instead of going back down to 3, we go up to the high octave, right, the 5th fret of the D string. Open. Slide up the octave. Pick's great, right? So you have that idea that's repeated twice. And then you have a nice chug. Now this is a really cool part of the song because the riff is in 6, but the bass and the drums start playing in 9, like a 5 plus 4 kind of thing with the bass line, the boo-doo, 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 right? That whole part, if you count along, the phrasing of the bass line is 5 and 4. So check that out while the guitar plays in this 6 going against it. Really cool stuff, all right? Now coming out of that, we're gonna go right into this kind of like a little epic outro chorus, whatever you wanna call it, I'm not sure. But it's a really fun part of the song, kind of opens up, gets real ethereal, like Tool likes to do in the modern day. So it's So it's kind of a combination of the ideas before, so it's 07, 03, 3, and then 3 to 5. Right, and then you slide up 3, 5, 7. Okay, kind of similar to the pre-chorus idea that we did before. 3, 5, 2, 3, triplet on 2. Like so, all right? The beautiful thing about drop D is that you have your low 6th string and the 4th string is the same note. So he takes that power chord idea and shifts it up to the D string. The third time through, you are gonna hit that power chord like that. All right, and so the next time we're gonna slide up, 9th position, you end on the 10 there, and then it's open D, 9 on the G, mimic that just in 10 and 12, and then it's 10, 12, 9, 10, 9. To your open string, and then we're gonna slowly, we're moving to the outro of the song here, all right? So now you're gonna bring back that hammer type riff that we saw at the end of the solo, right? Same idea we saw before, it's just the way it's played, it's just repeated, right? So we're gonna play that, and then we're gonna transition to the intro riff again, and then we're gonna transition to like a chug and a hammer riff, right? You got that. And then you have the outro chug, right? So you have the same chug that we did before, that one, except with the hammer riff. And then you just end it with the open string chug. And then take off the palm mute and there you go. Jambi! Awesome song, really fun to play, complicated to sing, complicated to play with other players, especially the polymetric part that goes on after the solo, polyrhythmic part. So, really fun song to play. I hope you guys like it. I hope these parts were clear. I know you want to see me play through the song. I would like to do that too, but like I said, YouTube just does not like that. All right? So, tabs are down in the description below. As always, you let me know what you come up with. So until then, I'll see you next time. Thanks a lot.